Hi, everyone. This is Stephanie Builds Wealth. Welcome if this is your first time. Welcome back if you've been here before. On this channel, I am documenting my journey, my experience as first generation American from my family, and having to learn all of the things of what even financial literacy is, using my background in psychology to understand why we have the behaviors we do, why we have the money scripts that we do, and how they affect us as we become adults, and it shapes our relationship with money. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, feel free to follow along. Hopefully this actually speaks to you and you can use this in your daily life. So, NLP message for April 2024. Money loves me, money finds me, money trusts me. And after a great deal of inner work, like I've said before, I can say these money scripts to myself out loud and I have no pushback within my body. There's no internal dialogue or little comments that would tell me that I'm not these things, that money doesn't love me, because it does. And money does find me in productive and wonderful ways. And money does trust me to be a good steward of it and know how to multiply it and know how to send it out into the world with good intentions. And so it can come back to me, threefold. So let's see, we are going to do an update here. Budget with me. Okay. So in preparation for April 10th and April 24th, I had a little bit of an epiphany with the last paycheck in March that rolled over into April. And I discovered the way that the paychecks landed at the end of March and how they're going to play out for April 10th. I didn't really need to use the full paycheck for bills because the majority of them were at the end of the month. And then the majority of them for April are going to be towards the end of this month too. So there wasn't really a lot that I needed from the last paycheck to this paycheck, which surprisingly left $400 that wasn't earmarked for any debts or bills. So I thought, okay, how can I be the most strategic and really utilize this $400 to benefit me as much as I can? And so I sat around and I decided to take a little look at my debt tracker. And I realized that for my colonial overpay, I had about $400 left. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go ahead and utilize that $400 to pay off my overpay. So I sent the check last week. And then I thought, okay, that means I'm going to have an additional $20 left over that's not really earmarked for anything. What can I do? So then I started looking back at what is the most we'll say pressing, right? What's the most pressing concern? The Bank West, which is now going to be BMO, it got bought out. So the Bank West credit card that I used to do a zero interest transfer for medical debts in 2022. I was able to make a couple extra payments between March and April. It is now April 7th that I'm filming this. And I brought it down to $1,900. Now, if you were watching on my last video with my strategy, I am playing around with Chase Bank. They have a bonus offer. So if you open a checking account with them and you deposit at a minimum of $500, they will issue within 15 days your credit of $300. So I thought, okay, I know that I had that money earmarked to pay this off, the Bank West off. So I have $300 coming to me at some point in the month, and I have an extra 20 bucks that I can go ahead and roll over into this debt since it's the most important one. I want to get it paid off by August 1st because that is when it's due. So I have bumped up between February to now. I have bumped up the minimum payments, which were, I think the minimum payments were like $34 or $42. It was something low. And I was sending $62 every month. Now that I have the overpay paid off, I'm rolling over that $20 into my Bank West. And I am going to go ahead and start putting $200 every payday to pay this off. And I have done the math. If I do not sell my camera set that I was going to use to film for YouTube, I'm using my phone currently. But you know, there's plenty of cameras out there. There's no shortage of cameras. I fully believe that there's an abundance mentality with cameras out there in the world. So selling it to me to pay this off and freeing up more money in my monthly budget, totally fine with that. It's not a loss. There are millions of cameras out there. I can get another one when I can pay for it in full, right? So I've done the math, and even if I do not sell my camera by August 1st, which I find that very difficult to believe, I'm sure I'm going to sell it by then. By routing the $20 to the Bank West and the $300 credit to pay this down, I should pay this off by the end of July. And that'll give me at least 11 days of a buffer. So if I do pay my camera off, that means I'll pay this off within 2 paychecks. If I don't, I still have until July 31st to pay this off. So really excited that I was able to route that 20 bucks to the Bank West card, and we went from doing $62 a month to originally $185, and then I was able to pay a couple of it down to bring it down to $180, and then realized that $20 can go to this minimum payment and bring it up to $200. Well, it's not a minimum payment. The minimum payment's like $34, but my monthly minimum payment that I'm sending to it. So very excited about that. So starting, I need to transfer this information over into the April. This is for March, you see, and it's going to have one less spot because overpay, the Colonial Life overpay is paid off. Very, very excited about that. I'm very much looking forward to that. So I went ahead and doodled on my scratch paper what my April 10th check is going to look like. This is going to leave me with a balance of about, well, a rollover balance, I should say, of $89.25, which is great because when I have done the math for the April 24th check, rolling over that $89.25 with my paycheck still allows me the $200 to stay on track to pay off my Bank West card. Well, I guess formerly Bank West, now BMO. So if you see me write down BMO payoff instead of Bank West, it's the same exact credit card. It's just the company's different. Now, because this check is going to be super tight, I'm actually going to be at a zero balance in my checking account, not just budgeting a zero balance, but actually a zero balance in my checking account. I know. It's making you cringe. It's making you feel a certain type of way and you don't like it. I'm here with you on that exact same boat, but we got to do what we got to do. And sometimes when we're trying to get to a place we've never been before, we have to be uncomfortable and sit with that so that we can get to the other side and appreciate the sacrifices that we have made to get there. Whoops, dropped my pen. So I know it might seem uncomfortable to have a zero base budget actually reflect a zero balance in the checking account. However, it's all temporary. It's all temporary. It's going to be okay. I know. The point is that we are able to bump up with as tight as my money is, going from $62 to $180 to now $200 for not just one paycheck, but for two. And then I will play around with the numbers again for the following month and make sure that we can hit that 200 mark. And again, I have my camera listed on Marketplace. I have it listed on OfferUp. I have it listed in the Neighborhood app. I'm thinking of possibly listing it on eBay. I'm hesitant about eBay because I just have not had good experiences with selling high ticket items on there. I've had it before where I will sell something on eBay that I know works. And because of eBay's PayPal customers always right situation, the customer will file a complaint and then eBay will automatically issue a refund right out of my checking account. And I don't want that to happen. It's, I'm not saying that everybody's dishonest. I'm saying that there is enough of a ratio for there to be more dishonest people. And I've had that happen to me twice with high ticket items. So I don't like putting things on eBay, even though I know it could reach more people. It's also a very risky practice when selling a high ticket item because all a customer has to do on eBay is make any type of complaint and eBay will automatically side with the customer and automatically take the money out of your account in full. Boom, gone. So I don't want to be in a situation where I sell it for $1,100 and then they refund that money to a customer and then what I thought was a payoff for this credit card actually isn't there, and then it's just a cascading mess of financial issues with overdraft and insufficient funds. So that's why I am listing it. I'm just not doing it on eBay. So if I do sell it, we're gonna cut down that payoff time by about 2 months, actually 3 months, and I'll knock it out. And then I already have a plan so that once I pay off the Bank West, I'm gonna roll that over. I'm gonna roll over the Bank West $200 into the surgery balance on my Care credit card. And by the time I pay this off, this balance will be well under $1,000. And I should be able to knock that out in about 2 to 3 months. Very excited. And then by the time I get that done, I should be able to pay off my, bank credit card that I don't use anymore. I accidentally made an extra payment to this. I was kicking myself. I really was kicking myself because I definitely could have used the extra $100 to help with miscellaneous purchases, But I forgot that I had set up an automatic transfer, back in February, and I had canceled the March payment. But what I forgot was that I didn't set it up to be a reoccurring transfer one time. I set it up as a series so that it would always draft $100 every month. And so when I saw my statement and I saw $200 had gone to it, I was like, wait a minute. And so I had to take a minute to play around on the online banking portal and realize that I had made not a one-time, but a series. And so I had to cancel the series. So now, but before that, my bank credit card and my Amazon card were neck and neck with the balance. But now, because this has $200 and the minimum payment was $83, my credit union credit card balance is down pretty low. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack that one after I pay off the surgery card, which will happen after I pay off the Bank West card. So that's gonna be my plan of attack, is Bank West first, surgery second, and then it depends. It depends because my bank credit card, my credit union credit card, the minimum balance fluctuates a lot. And I don't want to get it to a point where I just keep paying the minimum balance while I'm paying these other two things off, that the balance starts to come back up again. So we'll see. We'll see. If by the time I get to paying the Bank West off, paying off the surgery, we'll revisit this and see at that point how much interest has accrued, and then we'll figure out a game of attack at that point. So that's that. What else? Ooh, I did want to share that for my quarter one, I have paid off $5,709.74 of overall debt between January and the end of March. So by the end of this month, those numbers will come down even more. We started at should I write this? I think I should visualize this so everyone can really get let me write it down because I want the visual to show how much progress we have made here. So let's do that. Okay, we are gonna do, I'm gonna erase all this. I just took a picture so that, okay. All right, so 2024. So January, starting balance. Okay. Trying to fit it all on one board because it's such a big number. 2, 3, 5, 9, Q1, update, and I brought it down. To 145, 526 and 16 cents. So just to make sure that I was adding that correctly, let's see. 251, 549 minus 245, 526.16. Yay, my math is right. Fantastic. We are at $5,709.74 paid. Yay. I think that's hair or happy faces, I'm not sure. So very excited to share with you that this hopefully is inspirational for you, that someone who is in such a tight financial situation like myself, just by paying the minimums and figuring out how to be creative and strategic with the money that I am getting and I'm figuring out how to bring to me and just allowing it to come to me as well, within 3 months, I went ahead and was able to pay off $5,709.74 of my debt. We were in the 50s, we're now in the 40s, and I have all the faith that I am going to be able to stick to that $200 payoff amount and be able to pay off the BMO card by July 31st. Very excited. Very, very excited. I do also want to share with you that my retirement has gone up. So in March, we ended the month at $3,893.13. Dividends were at $15.52. We are now at $4,020.82 and $15.52. My dividends are quarterly, so this won't really change much for the next couple months. You'll see the impact in this at the end of the quarter. Again, it's the power of compounding is amazing. So even at 2%, I'm able to bring this over the 4,000 benchmark now. Very happy about that. And I am also proud to say that with my sinking fund, so I had a pet emergency and I was able to pull from my sinking fund to pay the balance off in full. This is depleted now. I need to rebuild it. I got the bill for Republic Services. I was able to pay that off. So this is now depleted. Water reclamation, I had to funnel that over because silly me forgot to cancel my monthly transfers to my credit union bank credit card, and it drafted, which put me at 100 short. So this will have to be rebuilt. Also, good news is that I did get the bill for this, and because I overpaid last time, I have a $12 credit. Very happy about that. Car registration is still ready to go for when I get my notification in the mail for June. Home warranty is holding steady. Every other sinking fund I have paused until I'm able to pay off more debts and free up more liquid money, and or until I get my new position and have my higher income kick in. But even when I do get my higher income, the goal is going to make sure that I fund my emergency fund immediately, replenish all my sinking funds, and then start working on my bounce money while I'm paying off debts. I have a whole debt payoff plan as soon as that happens. Like, we're stepping into that wealth era period fast. We're not messing around here and buying, going on shopping sprees or fine dining. Like, I need to have peace of mind that I can knock out these debts, fund my sinking funds, and start letting my money grow by upping my retirement and upping my investments. And then we can celebrate. Because my birthday's in October, and I'm positive by the time I ring in 41, things will be very different. And I'll be sharing some very different news with you all. Very much looking forward to that. So I'm very sorry to make this video so short, but as I have mentioned, my time is very limited these days because I am studying a very thick, dry manual, very dry contract administration manual so that I can pass my certification. And my goal, I have a monthly publication issued by the association, and I just got the publication for April. And every month they do post the people who have passed their certifications. There's 5 levels of certification. I'm working on the first tier, and it's done by years in the field, so you can't cheat the system. You have to take it as you get more experience. You can't cheat the system. So I'm working on my first tier of certification, and that is taking a great deal of time because that is about 400 pages of contract administration regulations, and it is the driest reading material possible. Whew. So on top of practicing that and testing myself on the online testing exam, I don't have a lot of free time. So unfortunately, what I used to spread out different videos over the course of the week, I have to do like a weekly check-in now and condense everything, condense my budget with me, my investments, my debt payoff, and my sinking funds into one video that I try really hard to keep it about 30 minutes max, just because the data shows that a lot of people have a short attention spans now and tend to drop off at that point. So I love talking, and I cannot wait to get to the point where we can do live YouTubes and have fun conversations where we can share our money stories and share our wins and share our struggles so that we can inspire each other more. I very much look forward to that. I am a talker. I love to talk, and that is a goal of mine. But we got to pace ourselves, right? We can't have everything right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, and let's see. Oh gosh, payday is gonna be this Wednesday. I will be posting an update, if not by the end of this week, then by the beginning of next week. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. I appreciate you all who share your day, and be safe. See you on the next video.